everybody? What's good? We are back. This is another episode of Bros Talk MMA. I'm your host, UTICA, undeniably the illest cat around, a.k.a. Mr. Make This Pick Real Quick. I'm here with my bro host extraordinaires.
You know what it is. It's guaranteed. It's Mr. Moneymaker. It's Mr. Never Miss. And stick around to the end of this episode. I got a brief announcement, something to give back to the supporters, our people buying us coffees, and our day ones and our day 12s. Just stick around. I got something nice for y'all. Who we got next, Ray?
You know who it is. It's RayBuck. It's Michael Jordan. It is Mr. 12 from 14. Pick so good you'll slap your mama. Give me my belt. Hand me my crown. Greatest of all time.
If you guys were paying attention last week in the tracker, this man went 12-2, was it?
12-2.
Beautiful record. If you'd have took this man's picks, he also put parlays on there that made money. No doubt this man played nothing but truth last week, and anything less is a lie.
And uncivilized.
Yes, very legendary, very legendary. Shouts out to RayBuck one time. But we are here this week to cover this weekend's card going down in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. We got the legend himself, Charles Oliveira, going up against short notice replacement somewhat Mateusz Gamrot. This card was originally 13 fights. We ended up having one drop off thanks to Muhammad Usman having to pull out against Walter Walker, which was actually a fight I was looking forward to. But now we have 12 fights on this card, which could have been 11 because we also had a major weight miss, which happens to be the first fight on this card. So without further ado, we have, I think, what's like a 140 fucking something, like a 143-pound catch weight bout. I don't even think it's catch weight. I just think Simon Oliveira came in overweight. Luan Lacerda, still accepted the fight. So we still got 12 bouts. So this one's at a wild weight. We'll just go with that. Shouts out Queen Angel in the chat. We got Simon Oliveira going up against Luan Lacerda. We got Oliveira, who is 0-3 in the UFC, 18-6 overall, and 2-3 in their last 5 bouts. We got Lacerda coming in 0-2 in the UFC as well, or not as well, but they have yet to win as well in the UFC. 12-3 overall and 3-2 in their last 5 bouts. I'm going to be going with Oliveira in this one by either KO or sub. I'm not going to say my confidence went down a tad bit after these weigh-ins, but, it is what it is. They're going to be coming in the older of the two by a couple years, shorter in stature but longer in reach. A grappler with decent hands. So I would say in this bout they need to mix it up, but they got to stay measured with their output and energy. Luckily, they have been the more active of the two fighters coming off of their last bout only 6 months ago. Lacerda, on the other hand, they're going to be the younger and taller of the two. Less rangy, though. A grappler primarily with, little to no hands, at least from, on paper. They need to get this fight to the ground, in my opinion. With that being said, as soon as possible, search for a finish. Thing with them is they are coming off a super long layoff, going on 2 years and 4 months by the time that this fight takes place. So like I said, Oliveira, given their weight miss and everything like that, hopefully they're able to manage their energy, but they are the more conditioned technically of the two fighters, at a high level, mixed martial arts level. So yeah, I'm going with Oliveira. Who we got, gents?
I'm going with Simon Oliveira as well. I'm not exactly confident in this as well, but I do feel like he's the more experienced guy out of this. I feel like he has a lot of submission victories, and he's going to be trying to get this to the ground. This other guy, I don't know a whole lot about, but I do know that get into the UFC. I mean, there's levels to this, and if you made it this far, you've done something right. So I feel like my pick is going to go with Simon Oliveira. and I didn't take any kind of route to victory. Who you got, Ray?
I'm going to go with Simon Oliveira as well over Lucerda,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, whatever. I don't give a damn about his name. I'm just going to tell you that the man hasn't fought in over 2 years. And also, Luceda, whatever, he doesn't have a win by KO yet. So, that being said, my guy's got way more routes to victory. And the fact that he's a dog, I really appreciate, because we're about to get this shmoney.
My man's got muffins from Mitts.
Muffins from Mitts.
Yo, shouts out to Cash Money in the chat. Fight Bloodline is in the building. Let's go. Shouts out Be Ready 303. We are going to move on to our next bout on the card. We got a women's strawweight matchup. We got Julia Pilastri going up against Karolina Kowalkiewicz. We got Pilastri coming in 1-2 in the UFC, 13-5 overall, and 3-2 in their last 5 bouts. We got Kowalkiewicz coming in 9-9 in the UFC, 16-9 overall, and 3-2 in their last 5 bouts. I'm going to take the underdog in this one. I'm going with Kowalkiewicz in this by not by either, but strictly by decision. Pilastri's they're going to be the older of the two fighters by 12 years. Slightly bigger, but in my opinion, more well-rounded. Not more well-rounded, but they're well-rounded in their skill set. A super vet, though, which, they've seen, the who's who in the division. They're a durable dog fighter. And in my opinion, if they can keep this fight close and, get it messy, weather the early storm of Pilastri and then come on strong in that, second half of the second round and, just kind of take over going to the cards, I would suggest drawing Pilastri out to decision because they've been known to fade. They are the younger of the two, as I said, 12 years younger, slightly smaller, but a striker primarily with some grappling. They need to keep this at distance, though, and just touch up Kowalkiewicz to decision, or if a finish opens up. If they do find themselves going to decision, they have to manage their output because that's truly how I see Kowalkiewicz taking over in this one, is being able to weather the early storm and then just come on strong late, test Pilastri's gas tank. It's failed her in the past. So, I'm going to go Kowalkiewicz for the upset victory. Who we got?
I'm going with Julia Pilastri. I feel like she has the more routes to victory. I feel like she's gonna have the higher output. She does have a questionable gas tank, but nonetheless, I feel like this is gonna be a fun fight. And it's a damn shame they put such pretty girls to fight each other. But I don't know. I just had to say that. I'm all in my feels. But I'm taking Pilastri for the victory. I just feel like she has more experience, and she only seems to lose when she lets these fights go to decisions. So I'm going with Pilastri. Who you got, Ray?
I'm going to go with Pilastri as well. Not based on her looks or appeal, but because she's just, the better fighter. She's 12 years younger than her opponent of Kowalkiewicz. She's just...
That old battle axe don't stand a chance, right?
That old battle axe does not stand a chance. In addition to that, Kowalkiewicz hasn't fought in a year. That's a big decision maker for me in a lot of my fights. There's a such thing as ring rust. Ring rust is real. And so I've got to go with Pilastri in this one. Who you got on this next bout?
For sure. Moving on to a men's flyweight bout, we have Lucas Roca going up against Stuart Nickel. Roca is coming in 0-1 in the UFC, 17-2 overall, and 4-1 in their last 5 bouts. We got Nickel coming in 0-1 in the UFC as well, 8-1 overall, and 4-1 in their last 5 bouts as well. I'm going to be going with Roca in this one, though, by KO or decision. They're going to be the younger and shorter of the two, slightly less rangy, but a striker primarily, little bit of grappling. Not much info outside of, having seen them one time, where they got, kind of made quick work of. But I believe in this matchup, they'll be the more dangerous and just pressure fighter overall. Nickel's going to be older by 5 years, taller and slightly longer in reach, well-rounded in their skill set. Same thing, not much info on them because their last outing, they definitely showed jitters, pretty much walked their way right into a fucking guillotine, and you didn't really get to see them showcase anything. And then they've kind of had some canceled bouts that have kept them from getting back to it. So, given all that, I'm going to go with Roca in this one. Who we got, fellas?
I'm taking Roca as well. I feel like not only is he the harder hitter in this, but I feel like he's got the better chin. He's had some good fights. I feel like he's been tested, you know what I mean? Not to his peak of potential, but I feel like he's had some good fights. But I don't think Rocha has a hard time with this one. I feel like he's the more seasoned fighter. I feel like he has a better gas tank. I feel like, I feel like he's going to be, like, it's not going to be like the obvious win out of this, but I think he's going to be highly favorable to win out of this. Or is he the underdog?
Roca, I think Roca's
He's the favorite.
He's the favorite,
Yeah. I'm taking Roca No, I didn't take anything for Roca. My knockout was saved for Walker. Who we got, Ray?
We've got to go with Roca on this one. I want to look something up you guys just talked about with Roca on the... Because I want to say he's a dog. Nope, no, it's near even. Well, yeah, near even. Minus 115, minus 105.
So he's like a slight favorite.
Slight favorite, you know what I mean? It's still an even fight for me, you know what I mean, with those kinds of odds. But that being said, his opponent, you know what I mean, Nicol, whatever, is 5 years older. And Rocha's just a KO machine. I mean, he's got a fucking ton of them. If you give me a second here, I'll tell you exactly how many he has. 10 KOs. We're talking about 10 KOs to Stewart with 4. Okay? Also, Roca has a few subs, you know what I mean, about the same amount as Nicole, if not a little bit more. So that being said, they're even on the ground, but when it comes to the hands, Roca runs away with this one.
By far and large.
Roca for the win.
For sure. All right, y'all. Moving on to a women's bantamweight matchup. We have the Russian Ronda, Arena Alexieva, going up against Beatrice Bia Mosqueda, making their UFC debut. We got Alexieva coming in 1-2 in the UFC, 5-3 overall, and 2-3 in their last 5 bouts. We have Mosqueda coming in, like I said, making their UFC debut at a perfect 5-0 overall. My pick's going to be with Mosqueda in this one, who is one of the more, if not the most overwhelming pick on the card, overwhelming favorite on the card in terms of betting odds. I got them winning this by either submission or decision. They're going to be the slightly younger of the two by a year, shorter in stature, a grappling specialist. They both share the same reach, so there's no advantage there for either. But yeah, like I said, a grappling specialist, not much info outside of that. But in my opinion, this is pretty much a launch pad fight. I mean, it could be a fraud checking, but I don't even think Alexieva is really all that dope. Or I don't even look at the UFC actually looking at her as like a gatekeeper type of fraud checker. This is pretty much like, if Mosqueda loses this, like, they'll probably still give her a chance, but it'll be like, oh, what the fuck? But I do believe that this is more so just like a lineup and a launch pad fight. Alexieva, like I said, they're going to be slightly older, taller of the two, somewhat well-rounded in their skill set. But in my opinion, they spend too much time, moving around the cage unnecessarily, just expending energy. And then I've just seen them display low fight IQ. And like I said, I just feel like unless they really come out, you know, to fight a smart fight, keep this at distance and just touch up Mosquito and stuff takedowns the entire time. If they decide to you know, engage in the grappling, which I could see that happening, or, you know, possibly maybe like catching Mosquito and then gassing themselves out, trying to get the finish. Like, I just seen them, you know, blow it a lot of times. And I just feel like Mosquito, if they can just come in and exact their plan, which I'm sure is going to be a heavy, grappling heavy plan, which will drain on Alex Siva's gas tank. I think that they can get this done. They train with American Top Team. I'm sure they've been getting her ready for a stand-up bout as well to be able to find entry for those takedowns. But overall, I'm going to go with the debut of Mosquito. Who we got, y'all?
I'm taking Beatrice Mosquito as well. I tell you, I like this girl's fight style. She's a dog on the ground, you know. She likes to stand up and fight, but she has some nasty ground to pound. I feel like Irina Alesiva is going to spend more time trying to develop a game plan, like trying to fill her out. And I feel like Beatrice is going to walk in here with a game plan and willfully execute it. And, you know, I don't think Irina's a terrible fighter, but she's had a lot of time to evolve as a fighter. And I feel like she's, you know, she's going to be a stepping stone for Beatrice and, you know, in this fight. Who you got, Ray?
I think that Alex Siva is going to win this one. Where Bia is not going to make it happen. Bia is a great jiu-jitsu national champion, all of the accolades that you can have.
She's a decorated fighter, for sure.
Decorated jiu-jitsu artist, not a decorated MMA fighter. Let's go ahead and clear that up. She has no hands. No hands. Yes, does she have a knockout? Cool. That's great. Against who? No one knows that person's name. No one even gives a shit. That being said, Alex Siva, not the greatest fighter, very middle of the road, but she's been to the big dance. She's been to the UFC. She, you know what I mean, has quite a few, or has a lot more fights than Mosquito has in the UFC. So the bright lights aren't going to scare her, aren't going to make her, you know what I mean, have the crazy butterflies in her stomach and make mistakes. But again, she is very middle of the road. Her gas tank is in question, but she is a more well-rounded fighter. There is no comparison in the striking ability between these two fighters. The only question is can Alex Siva stay standing up and not get on the ground?
Nice little assessment there. I like the underdog pick there.
He always had a soft spot for white women, you know what I mean?
True statement.
Okay.
But hey, you know what I mean?
All right.
We're getting outside of ourselves here, folks.
Okay. Real quick, shouts out to Queen Angel in the chat. She says, Utica dressed up like grandma's favorite boy today, I see. I mean, yeah, this is nice, you know.
Bro.
Nice. This is nice.
Roast.
Can't even hate on that. She also says Ray doing his research live, though.
But it's good.
Cash Money said, give him his crown. And Darren made sure to let him know to shut up. Cash also lets us know that their cat says hi. What's good, cat? And Muhammad Alice, or Alice, my apologies if I butchered that, but they asked Gamrot or Charles. We will be getting to that soon. Yeah, we're just running down the card, but yeah, we will be getting to our picks on the main card here, or the main event here soon.
Let me address the research thing, though. I am not doing research necessarily. I'm putting in a little bit more better commentary, because I do find sometimes that I just go, because this motherfucker's going to win. And try to make that a little bit better, even though I truly, when I make my picks, I just go, this motherfucker's going to win.
I'm going to say, you did pretty well with that that methodology last week.
Yeah, so
I like the bitch method.
Yeah. This dude looks like a bitch. Yeah. It just is what it is. I mean, that's what I do, folks.
Bitch
Okay?
my favorite.
Cash Money did say that the cat says "fuck you" to Darren. So
Damn, bro.
that's impressive.
Damn, that's impressive. Never had a cat tell me fuck you.
Cat. All right, y'all. Moving on to a heavyweight matchup, and I think now our one of two heavyweight matchups. We had 3 heavyweight matchups, but then Muhammad Usman pulled out of their fight against Walter Walker. So we got the first of 2 heavyweight matchups on the night.
Let me just interject. Walter Walker was going to win that one. I think
absolutely.
it was across the board
The
with
heel
all
hook
the
was
bros.
there.
Yeah.
I think Usman fears the heel hook. I think all heavyweights fear the heel hook right now.
Absolutely.
Moving on though to the first of 2 heavyweight matchups on the night, we have Vitor Petrino going up against Thomas Peterson. We got Petrino coming in 5-2 in the UFC, 12-2 overall, and 3-2 in their last 5 bouts. We got Peterson coming in 2-2 in the UFC, 10-3 overall, and 3-2 in their last 5 bouts. I'm going to be going with Peterson in this one by decision or sub. They're going to be the older of the 2 by a couple years, smaller in stature, a striker primarily with some wrestling. They need to mix it up and definitely, wear on Petrino, who's going to be carrying a lot of muscle, and just a lot heavier frame, because this is only like their second or third heavyweight matchup. They moved up from the light heavyweight ranks not too long ago. But yeah, like I said, they need to just mix it up with some of that grappling, wear on Petrino, draw them out to deep water and or a decision. I think that's their best route to victory. They got to avoid the early storm and that power of Petrino, who's going to be winging bombs. Now, don't get me wrong, Petrino does have a little bit of grappling, but they're not necessarily trying to pull that out, and or, they're really only able to get that over on, lesser skilled grapplers. But they are going to be the younger and bigger of the 2 in this bout. A power striker with that grappling that I just mentioned should look to land early and just find a finish on Peterson, though. They just need to rock him and just basically keep them in a compromised state, until finish opens itself up, because I can't see this going to a decision. They need to manage their energy, given that muscly build that I had mentioned prior. And in my opinion, should avoid grappling with Peterson if they can. But I'm going to be going with Peterson with the upset. Who we got, y'all?
I'm going with Vitor Petrino. I feel Petrino is going to take the center of that stage. And Peterson is not a pushover. He's a dog as well. And he's going to try to play with Petrino at his game.
Hey, yo.
He's gonna try to match Petrino at his own game, and I feel like Petrino's gonna chin him. I don't see this going past the first round, to be honest with you. Petrino he comes out strong out the gate. He usually goes for the finish. If he smells blood, he goes for it. And I feel like Petrino's good for a knockout, and I feel like Peterson's going to try to stand up with him. I don't see his chin being able to match Petrino's chin. What you got, Ray?
This is going to be a fight between 2 grizzly bears in a porta potty. It's going to get shitty. Fucking Vitor Petrino is getting ready to be the bigger grizzly bear and just beat the fuck out of Thomas Peterson. I don't think there's going to be any grappling. I don't think there's going to be any ground shit. I think what happens is Thomas Peterson catches a couple of them heavy fucking bombs from Petrino and goes, oh shit, I better go for some grappling. But it's too late. He's already gassed. They're already fucking sweaty. And so it's going to be a hard fought battle to try to get to that point.
How hard?
Hey, yo. Anyway, so yeah, I think Vitor Petrino is just gonna be able to put it on that Peter, son.
Yikes! All right, y'all. All right, y'all. Moving back down to the flyweight ranks in the men's division. We have a bout between Jafel Filho going up against Clayton Carpenter. We got Filho coming in 2-2 in the UFC, 16-4 overall, and 3-2 in their last 5 bouts. We got Carpenter coming in 2-1 in the UFC, 8-1 overall, and 4-1 in their last 5 bouts. My pick's going to be with Carpenter in this one, strictly by decision. I think they're going to be the younger and not. I don't think they are. My apologies, y'all.
They might show up there.
Yeah, they're the younger and the smaller of the two fighters, well-rounded in their skill set, and in my opinion, they should definitely mix it up and just find where they find the advantage and lean into that, and just basically ride that out to decision. We got Phil Ho coming in. They are older by 3 years, the bigger of the two, well-rounded, and kind of the same breakdown as I just gave about Carpenter. The only thing is if they decide to, go with the grappling, they could need to watch out for, that energy output, I think, out of them. They're going to be the more pressure fighter of the two, so they're going to be pushing the pace, and that could lead to them, gassing late. But, Carpenter, I think, is just going to be the cleaner, smarter of the two fighters, whereas Phil Ho is going to, be searching for the finish, kind of make this a little messier. And like I said, that might compromise their cardio, so that kind of puts Carpenter over for me. So I'll be going with Carpenter. Who we got, Joe?
I'm taking Filio. I'm going with the experience, and I'm going to say that if it goes to the ground, there's a high chance that he's going to get subbed out. I feel like Filio has been doing this for a long time. He's no stranger to the big lights, and for Carpenter, he's just showing up to the dance for the first time, looking to get his cherry popped. So I'm taking Filio for a sub on the finish. I ain't gonna take which round, but that's who I'm going with. Who you got, Ray?
I fucking love your pick. I'm going with Phil Ho as well, and I think it's going to be a cherry popping red carpet motherfucking kind of night. That being said, I just think Phil Ho's the better grappler. Out of the two, he just
100%.
is. As long as he, as Cam just said, is able to manage his output, you know what I mean, and his gas tank, he's going to be fine. So, Hafel, Jafar, whatever you want to call him, Phil Ho, for the win.
Respectively.
Respectively, of course.
All right, y'all. Moving on to the featured prelim of the night. We have Lucas Almeida going up against Michael Aswell. We got Almeida coming in 2-3 in UFC, 15-4 overall, and 2-3 in their last 5 bouts. We got Aswell coming in, Aswell Jr. coming in 0-1.
Whoa, hey. Yo, hey.
They're 0-1 in the UFC, 10-3 overall, and 3-2 in their last 5 bouts. I'm gonna be going with Aswell by KO or decision. They're gonna be the younger fighter, smaller in build, but a striker primarily. They're gonna come to fight this fucking, their opponent. They're gonna bring the fight to them, and definitely are gonna be the more pressure fighter of the two. They're gonna they should keep this shit close, and just need to manage their energy and avoid grappling if possible. Almeida's going to be the older of the two by 9 years, bigger of the two fighters, well-rounded in their skill set. They should definitely look to mix it up, lean into what they find the advantage in, and go from there. But I would assume that it would be them getting this fight to the ground and just maintain control or find a finish if it opens up. But I just don't see that happening. I think Aswell is going to be, definitely just, like I said, putting a pace on him. I think he can keep this fight standing and eventually find a finish late, or they can, touch up Almeida enough to win the decision. Who we got, y'all?
I'm taking Almeida. He's got more routes to victory. He's a bigger fighter, and I feel like he's more seasoned. I do feel like he's the better counter striker. He's going to be having the better footwork of the better popping in and out of there. And Aswell is a striker by his own right, but he's a one-trick pony. He's got good hands. His boxing's crisp. It could be better, but he doesn't have very good head movement, and he's just not the dog he thinks he is. I think Aswell is going down as well.
Against Lucas Almeida, Michael better cover his ass well. Because he's going to fucking whip it. He has. Like my cohorts have, one cohort had said, he's got more routes to victory. And Aswell has no subs. He's never subbed anybody.
That's why I say he's a one-trick pony.
One-trick pony.
I feel like after this fight, it's going to be ass swole.
Ass swole, not ass well. He's going to be ass hurt.
As well.
As well.
Oh, wilding with my man's namesake, y'all.
Hey, bro. I'm just saying, Lucas Almeida for the win, bro.
All right, y'all.
An ass swell might happen.
Moving on to a featherweight matchup. We got Ricardo Ramos going up against Con Ofli. We got Ramos coming in 8-6 in the UFC, 17-7 overall, and 2-3 in their last 5 bouts. We got Ofli coming in. They are 0-2 in the UFC, 11-4 with 1 draw overall, and are 3-2 in their last 5 bouts. I'm going to be going with Ramos in this one by just strictly decision. They're going to be the younger and bigger of the 2 fighters, well-rounded, but I think definitely should keep this fight standing and pressure Ofli. Trap him up against the cage at some point and just, get in close and either, get him, with something nasty in the clinch or just, maintain control and just, kind of make it more of a grueling matchup against the cage until a finish opens itself up. Otherwise, yeah, they'll just ride it out to decision. They just need to, manage their energy, but even more so, just stay sharp because they definitely have made some low IQ mistakes in the past. So, I feel like that's even why they're fighting somebody who's 0-2 right now. When they came out pretty hot, at a certain point in their UFC career, and now it's just kind of cooled down. We got Ofli coming in. They are older by a couple years, smaller in stature, somewhat well-rounded. They definitely need to mix it up and, like I said, just lean into where it is they actually find an advantage. But for me, I would say that would probably be somewhere in the realm of them taking Ramos to the ground. But it's not going to be easy because Ramos has a little bit of grappling. But, yeah, I'm going to go with Ramos in this one. Who we got, y'all?
I'm taking Ramos as well. I feel like Ramos has more routes to victory, and Ofli's big superpower is submissions. And I don't even think he's all that at that. I think he's going to be doing Ofli at submissions. He's going to be doing Ofli at his stand-up, and I think he's going to have an Ofli off-put fight because I feel like Ramos is going to dominate. And, I don't see this being a hard fight for Ramos. I feel like he probably has a better chin, slightly better cardio. And Ofli is going to just be trying to take him to the ground, and there'll be a lot of fondling, for a couple rounds. Hopefully not too much of that. But I'm taking Ramos for the win. Who you got, Ray?
Ricardo Ramos is going to make Khan look awfully bad. That being said, Ramos is the longer fighter. No diddy.
The other guy's awfully small.
He is awfully small. Awfully short, and Ramos has a better resume in my opinion. And so I think Ramos gets it done. Ramos goes ahead and whips this dude's ass and calls it a day. Let's get on to the next bout of the evening, please.
Yes, to start things off in the main card. Oh, wait, that was the start off to the main card. Ha ha! Moving on to the next bout on the main card. We have our second heavyweight matchup of the evening. We have Janata Deniz going up against Mario Pinto. Deniz is coming in 3-1 in the UFC, 9-1 overall, and 4-1 in their last 5 bouts. We got Pinto coming in. They are 1-0 in the UFC, a perfect 10-0 overall, and I will be going with them by either KO or submission in this bout. They're going to be the younger and slightly taller of the two, a little less rangy, well-rounded in their skill set, and definitely should look to get this fight up against the cage or to the ground at some point, wear on Deniz's gas tank, and then just find a finish via ground and pound, most likely, is what I would expect. Deniz is going to be the older of the two by 7 years, slightly shorter but longer in reach. A power striker primarily. They're definitely going to want to look to put the pressure on Pinto and keep them on their back foot. Definitely avoid the takedowns and just land hard and as early as possible on Pinto, and possibly put them out early. I don't see this fight going to the cards. And yeah, I just feel like Pinto will have just that little bit more of like a route to victory given their grappling if they're not able to put hands on Deniz. But yeah, I'll be going with Pinto. Who we got, y'all?
I'm going with Deniz. I like this guy. He is a KO artist, and he's not necessarily anything special. He just likes to go for the kill. And I'm a big fan of this guy's fight style because he pretty much gives us all what we want to see, right? He's a rock'em sock'em robot type of fighter. I feel like Pinto does slightly have an uphill battle, but more routes to victory. But I don't see him. I don't see his chin outlasting what Deniz what's going to be putting on him. I feel like he's going to KO him. I believe I did. I didn't take him for a KO, but I'll go for a KO over Pinto. Both of these guys are capable of knocking out one another, but I feel like Deniz has the better boxing. What you got, Ray?
I think that Mr. Pinto, talk about Pinto, is going to have Deniz shitting all over the fucking mat just like a Taco Bell pinto bean. That being said, Pinto is 7 years older. Or not, sorry, no, not Pinto. Deniz is 7 years older. Deniz has never subbed anybody. And Pinto is undefeated. What the fuck are we even talking about this fight for? It's pretty much black and white, super clear on what the fuck is gonna happen.
This is Deniz's underdog, right?
I believe no. Actually, I put a bet in on Pinto just because they were the underdog.
Mm-hmm.
They were like plus 110 last I checked, and I'll even give it one more look real quick. Let's see here. As of right now, as you're watching this, Mario Pinto is now a minus 108, but still the underdog with Deniz coming in as a minus 112. So I got plus money on Mario Pinto. I was really looking at that like, who the fuck isn't putting money on him? I think I got him at like plus 114, and then I was able to put like another parlay that I'll be getting into later with him still on plus money at like 110. So yeah, that's crazy. But I think the people saw those weigh-ins today and were like, this dude looks like a problem. Yeah. But Deniz is always live for a finish, so we never know. Moving on, though, to the featured bout of the evening, we have Vicente Luque going up against Joel Alvarez in a welterweight matchup. Vicente Luque was scheduled to meet Santiago Ponzinibbio, which definitely would have been, a better fight for them. This fight is going to see Alvarez making their debut at welterweight, moving up from lightweight, but I think this is bad news for Luque. But First off, we'll just go into the tail of the tape. We got Luke 16-7 in the UFC, 23-11 with one draw overall, and 2-3 in their last 5 bouts. We got Alvarez coming in. They are 7-2 in the UFC, 22-3 overall, and 4-1 in their last 5 bouts. I'm gonna be going with Alvarez by sub or KO. They're going to be the slightly younger of the two, but definitely bigger just overall. Well-rounded, but definitely leans into the grappling. Very dangerous throughout the fight, but can fade. They need to manage their energy and just mix it up. Most likely lean into the grappling as the fight goes on, but they got to stay sharp because Luque does have sneaky good grappling. They can't give Luque an in with that, making a mistake. And like I said, really the only thing that is of a concern is that they're moving up, from 155, which actually I think suits them better because they were, a super big lightweight. So I think that this weight suits them a little bit better. Luque is going to be, but they are coming in on short notice too. So I'm not sure if this is a debut as much as that is just because they're coming in. But I'm assuming, depending on how this fight goes, they may have a decision to make at that point where they want to, start continuing their career from. But Luque is going to be slightly older of the two by a year, smaller in stature, well-rounded, but likes to strike for sure. They're a dangerous dog, durable fighter, but they've definitely, have been worn-torn over time. So they've taken a lot of mileage. They need to keep this fight on the feet and at distance, land hard and, possibly, open up a finish if possible. But I think their best route to victory is going to take place on the feet, but it is going to be a tough go. Who we got, y'all? I'm going with Alvarez.
I'm taking Vicente Luque. I'm going with the seasoned, more experienced guy.
My dog.
I don't know if this other guy even knows how to get up off the ground.
That's right.
I know Vicente could get it done standing up.
Absolutely.
And he could get it done on the ground. And either would. Hey, pause. I didn't say he was a beast in the sheets. I said he could get it done on the ground.
Hey, I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with everything you're saying right now.
No, but Vicente Luque, I feel like he has more routes to victory. And, this is going to be not the best guy he's ever fought. Unlike the other way around. We could see if, some guy coming up through the rankings. It'd be nice to see some new talent. But money-wise, betting-wise, just pick-wise, I'm going with the seasoned Vicente Luque.
I agree with that completely. I agree with that entire breakdown completely. Vicente Luque is just a more well-rounded fighter. And I just don't see how he loses, especially this dude, Joe. I hate seeing weight imbalances where you're coming up on short notice to fucking try to fight a bigger man. It's not good because this dude's been training at he's probably been training at 185, dropped down to 170. You've been training probably about 170, so you're not even dropping weight. You're just walking into the fucking into the octagon with the baby fat.
Advantage.
You know what I mean? With baby fat. You know what I mean? You're not lean. You're not cut. You're not fucking yoked. Now you could also not be dehydrated. Not, gassed out, depleted. So that could be also a good thing for you as well. But again, Vicente Luque been training for this, knew this date was its date, and Joe Alvarez just jumped into it. Good for him. I'm not saying anything bad about him. I just don't think he's ready for this particular fight. Vicente Luque has been to the fucking dance quite a few times.
Absolutely.
Joe Alvarez, their records make you think that Vicente Luque is a worse fighter than he is because it's 23-11-1 versus 22-3. But Vicente Luque has been in the UFC far longer. So
Alvarez is more dangerous on the ground. I'll give him that.
I can agree with that as well. But that being said, the man Vicente has been to the fucking dance far more, is more well-rounded, and will get it done. And again, I do think, that's what I'm saying. Fuck it. Luque for the win.
For sure,
That's
for
the breakdown,
sure.
Ray.
All right, y'all. Moving on to the co-main event of the evening. We have a bantamweight matchup. We got Davison Figueiredo going up against Montel Jackson. We have Figueiredo coming in. They are 13-5 with one draw in the UFC, 24-5 with that one draw overall, and are 3-2 in their last 5 bouts. We have Jackson coming in. They are 9-2 in the UFC, 15-2 overall, and are currently riding a 6-fight win streak. I'm going to be going with Jackson in this one by either KO or decision. They're going to be the younger of the two, significantly bigger in stature. A clean, powerful striker who just needs to keep this fight on the feet and at distance and just avoid the grappling of Figueiredo, and they should be good to go. Figueiredo is going to be the older of the two by 4 years, significantly smaller, a well-rounded fighter who needs to get this to the ground, I think, to find their best route to victory. I want to note that they are coming off a knee injury that they suffered only just 5 months ago. I guess, granted, it was an injury that would, be able to heal quickly. But nonetheless, I mean, they just faced Corey Sandhagen not too long ago and ended up suffering that injury. And I just feel like it's a little bit quick to be coming back against somebody who, is going to be, coming to knock you the fuck out, So either way, whether this is a striking match or a grappling match, your legs and, being able to drive for takedowns or just, put that torque behind punches, I just feel like his knee might be not necessarily compromised. It may not even play a factor in this fight whatsoever, but I mean, you also have to rehabilitate. So how much training were you able to actually do within that time? So, I mean, it's kind of the same thing with Joel Alvarez. Like, he was fighting mostly at flyweight, and then this is only like maybe his third or fourth fight at bantamweight. And, it's more so because he was a big flyweight, but now, 135 suits him a little bit better. So with all that being said, I just think Montel Jackson's going to be clean, get the W, hopefully by knockout, but if not, they should be able to touch Figueiredo up. I'm going with Jackson. Who we got, y'all?
I'm taking some Davis and Figueroa. I got to rock with the vet. He knows what to do when he's matched up against a guy where he has the disadvantage with the hands. When he was fighting Brandon Moreno, he was still able to figure it out on the ground, and I feel like.
He's able to figure it out.
Sorry, I rolled my R real quick. But I feel like Montel Jackson is going to be hand heavy, and he's going to be in a high dominant boxer stance. And I feel like Davidson Figueroa is going to be taking him to the ground, whether his knee is compromised or not. I feel like that's his better route to victory. Davidson does like to backpack these guys. So if this guy thinks he's going to be coming in and punching Davidson Figueroa out, I don't think that's going to be the case. He might eat some punches, but I feel like Davidson's going to end up taking his back, getting him to the ground, and outclassing him where Davidson does it best, on the ground. What you got, Ray?
I agree with that too. Figgy for the fucking win. And I really had to fight with myself on this one because I didn't want to be the I'm going with my heart versus my head, right? Because I've been watching Figgy for a minute. I've been watching Figueiredo just fucking mop the fucking UFC for quite a while. I think he's had a bad run last few years. You know what I mean? He's ran into Brandon Moreno 3 fucking times. You know what I mean? And no one wants to do that. You know what I mean? Because their skill sets just don't match up. And then he also ran into another man. I can't remember exactly. It was kind of recently, too. Yan. Yeah. Peter Yan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Since he's jumped weight classes, he's taken on some tremendous talent.
tremendous
which I gotta
talent.
give
Yeah.
him
He
his
just
props.
he walked into the top 10. You know what I mean? As he's supposed to because he is a top 10 contender in the previous weight class. And I don't think he was completely prepared. One of his TKOs is an injury, a leg injury, not a fucking he was knocked out. He was laid down on the ground on the mat on his shield. Just fucking blasted his knee out. I think it was an LCL or
MCL,
no, I think it was an LCL.
LCL,
Yeah, because there's 3 of them, right? So there's the MCL, LCL,
ACL.
and ACL. I think he had a partial tear in his LCL. So again, like that's a TKO, but really is it? You know what I mean? He didn't get his ass handed to him. Davison Figueiredo, I think we don't put enough respect on his name. He is a future UFC Hall of Famer for sure. First ballot. I mean, I don't know if they do first ballot. I know that's like more of an NFL thing, but either way,
You get your first ballot. We get it.
right? Davison Figueiredo is the shit. He's gonna keep being the shit. And as long as he's able to, I think, duck that immediate amount of strikes that Montel Jackson's gonna put on him early on in the rounds. Once it gets to that, you know what I mean, late second round, third round, it's a fucking wrap because he is the more well-rounded, dominant fighter, higher IQ. Not to take anything away from Montel Jackson, he is a great up-and-coming fighter who's going to do shit. I think this is Davison Figueiredo's like this is his last run, right? Like if he doesn't make this shit happen today, or not today, but the next day, it's gonna look a little rough as far as his career goes. I mean, he'll still have UFC fights, but he's not gonna ever be part of a title contention, I think. But if he does this tomorrow night on Saturday, he's in title contention at that point.
I feel like he's gonna shoot a couple of these double-legged takedowns, and it's gonna make Jackson a little bit more wary of keeping his hands up and wanting the box. And I see Figueroa clipping him on like a feint on a takedown and throwing like a overhand right. I feel like him getting his hands down, because I've seen Davison Figueroa take some punishment, right? We've seen him go through some dog fights and
Absolutely.
go through decisions because you can't put that man out. I mean, and I just don't. I mean, can he put Davison Figueroa out? Yeah, possibly. Is he gonna do it with one punch? Absolutely fucking not.
Yeah. And we just got to, like I said, put respect on his name. He's 24-5-1. He's 24-5-1, switching weight classes, first of all. And then there's been an injury or something here and there. We're not talking about him just getting K'd or just getting like subbed on like some easy, stupid shit. And we're not talking about, even when that, like, you know what I mean, it happens, we're talking about Brandon fucking Moreno. Brandon Moreno just has this dude's number. I'm not sure what it is, but he just fucking does it.
Brandon Moreno is also the smaller fighter, but whatever. I think Montel Jackson is going to fuck this fool up. I think Figgy's jumping back in just for the sake of fighting in front of his people too soon, but we will see on Saturday.
I can see your vision on why you see he'd be taking it. I'm rocking with Figgy.
For sure.
I also understand, like, you don't have a bad, like, feeling about the way you're saying, you know what I mean, your breakdown. Your breakdown was good. You know what I mean? And I think this could go either way. This isn't like this isn't oh yeah, like what the fuck are we even talking about? So
For sure.
I think you've got a great pick. We'll talk about it.
We'll see.
And then you'll give me my fucking belt and hand me my fucking crown.
All right, but
You know what time it is?
yes, I do. It is time for the main event of the evening. Yes, indeed,
Yeah,
folks,
buddy.
we are here. We got a lightweight matchup. We got Charles Bronx Oliveira going up against Mateusz Gamrot. We got Oliveira coming in our way. I want to note that Gamrot is coming in on somewhat of a short notice, about like 2 weeks or so. But they were super, ready for this fight. And, there's been some talks about whether people were thinking Oliveira was afraid to take this fight. They really were, married to the opponent they had before, which was Rafael Fiziev. But I think that that's just narratives. There's no way Oliveira shies away from any opponent, especially, being able to fight in front of his home country. So, I think that's all bullshit.
Can I just interject for a second? I do believe that Fiziev's was an easier fight.
Oh,
than
for
Gamrot.
sure.
So
sure.
that being said, like I could see that maybe there was like some pushback, like, "Hey, Dana, you might want to get some more money, my nigga, because he might fucking punch me in my face too hard or something." Like, or you know what I mean? It is what it is. But I'm just saying, like, I understand the rumors.
Yeah, I mean, it was due to what I heard was like a post he had put up on Instagram or Twitter or something, just kind of saying like he had this fight in mind, and now he's having to switch from who was primarily a striker to a grappler. So it's kind of frustrating. And I guess people took that for him possibly complaining or feeling like he wasn't up for the challenge against Gamrot, but
Being a bitch, but he's not.
yeah. So, anyways,
Respectively.
Respectively, of course.
we got Oliveira coming in. They are 23-11 with one no contest in the UFC, 35-11 with that one no contest overall, and are currently 2-3 in their last 5 bouts. We got Gamrot coming in. They are 8-3 in the UFC, 25-3 with one no contest overall, and are 4-1 in their last 5 bouts. I'm going to be going with Oliveira in this one by either KO or sub. They're going to be slightly older of the two, longer in reach, very well-rounded, a super UFC vet, literally joined the organization, I think, when he was 20 years old. Needs to be the pressure fighter in this bout, though. Keep Gamrot on the back foot to, mitigate those takedown attempts. Trap them up against the cage and either get off some nasty striking or, find, entries for takedowns where I just think that they should avoid the grappling, though, because that's just, playing into what could be a route to victory for Gamrot, because they have super high pacing and cardio, somewhat like a lightweight Marab in that sense, just from a grappling standpoint, though. Gamrot's going to be the slightly younger of the two, less rangy, well-rounded, but definitely leans more to their grappling. Like I said, it's a high-paced, smothering type style. But it has been shown that they can fade if they're not able to lead the dance and, get that grappling off necessarily. They're definitely going to want to get this to the ground and not, get into any lengthy standing exchanges with Oliveira. And it would be in their best interest to get it to the ground just to neutralize Oliveira's offense. Oliveira is dangerous on the ground and everything like that, and he'll be throwing up submissions and stuff like that, but he does tend to fade from that area as well, because if he's not able to get something off quick, then he kind of just starts to, accept the takedown and tries to just only solely operate off their back, and just doesn't look well after a while if he doesn't get anything off. So yeah, Gamrot could very well just end up riding this out to decision and controlling Oliveira, but I just feel like Oliveira is going to be too dangerous the entire time. Every round has to start on the feet, and Gamrot, although good at their grappling, Oliveira is no slouch and isn't just going to accept a takedown unless he starts to get, tired. I don't see that happening, though. I think he's also angry, just given these what I would believe are false narratives about him, wanting to accept this fight. So I think Oliveira's got some newfound motivation, gonna go out there and do his thing. And yeah, I'm going with DuBronx for the win. Who we got, y'all?
I'm taking DuBronx as well. Charles Oliveira is due for a knockout. People have been sleeping on this dude. He's been given some real dogs his last couple of fights. He's not at the top where he once was. At one point in time, he was chasing the title. Now he's not so much anymore. But let's not forget how many times this man's been put on his back and has still finished his opponents. Not just any opponents, I mean dangerous opponents. And I don't think that Gamrot, his wrestling is going to have anything for DuBronx's his jiu-jitsu. But I think DuBronx with his shoot boxing, I don't think Gamrot's going to get past the stand-up. I feel like the takedown is going to come after taking too many to the face and starting to get wobbled and weathered throughout the fight. So I'm taking Oliveira for the KO. Actually, I got him for a decision, but he's good for a KO. He hits hard. His boxing is underrated. His chin is underrated. Don't get scared if he gets put on his back because more than likely that's where he wants to be anyway. His chin is not unbreakable, but you will not break it with one punch. Justin Gaethje's tried that. Dustin Poirier. There's been a lot of people.
Poirier did just recently accomplish that, but that's
Right.
neither here nor there. That's the champion now. That is the champion now.
I'm talking about recent time now. I
It's
don't think
hey,
Mateusz.
bro, it happens. You know what I mean? This fucking goddamn encyclopedia of bullshit. You know what I mean? He be pissing me off when he just be like, oh, yeah, well, actually, he did do that back in fucking...
No.
It's all right.
That's
Still
one of the
dressed
things.
like
We
grandma's
speak
favorite,
truth
motherfucker.
on this show. And that's what each other are here for.
I guess, man. Fuck
I,
that shit.
I still feel DuBronx is a dangerous fighter. I feel like he's still at an elite level, and though he's been beat the past couple of times, I don't think Mateusz Gamrot. I don't even know what the fuck he's doing in there. He just said yes to a fight. I feel like they could have did somebody better for him, and I feel like Oliveira's gonna come put the beats on him. What you think, Ray?
Beat by Dre. We're going to go with fucking Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira is just, you know what I mean, do Bronx. I don't even know what the fuck that means. It's like a dumb fucking name. But I think Charles Oliveira, with his fucking blonde ass hair, is going to whip some ass. He is the more seasoned fighter. He is the more well-rounded fighter. You know what I mean? I think if they stand up, he whips his ass. I think, you know what I mean, if it gets down to the ground, as long as it's later on in the fight, he's all right. Early on, I would hate to see that. Like, I don't want to see Charles Oliveira down the ground in the first round, early second round. You know what I mean? I want to see, cool, late rounds, fine. He'll make it happen.
Juan Lorenzo, I couldn't agree with you more. He says, dude, Bronx by sub, Gamrot gonna stick his neck in a choke up against the cage.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's what them low IQ wrestlers do. They try to put themselves in a position to not be finished rather than trying to get to a position to advance. So I couldn't agree with you more.
For sure, and I completely agree with that. And like, I just think that again, this is another fighter. We got to put some respect on his fucking name. This is Charles Oliveira, the fucking like another monster, another dude who's gonna walk into the UFC Hall of Fame. Cause why the fuck not?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like,
And
he's
his
a
story is
boss.
just amazing because he's gotten so much shit from giving up in the past whenever he wasn't as good and he was still evolving as a fighter, and now he's just turned into this monster.
And he is, and he's scary, and he's fucking, like, he's all the way well-rounded, and he's from Brazil. We're talking about a Rio card here, folks. You think he's not hyped up? You think he's not ready to just fuck shit up and handle Bezo? What are we talking about?
I mean, I think that the other thing, people are wondering about is the fact that similar to Figueiredo, making a pretty quick turnaround, Oliveira is, turning around from, recently taking that L to Taporia like 5 months ago, so, I understand, like you guys said, Gamrot's a better fight and probably less ideal for him wanting to, fight given he had a Fiziev matchup and everything like that. But, I just think Oliveira is just, until proven otherwise, that literally he just doesn't got it anymore. He's fighting high-level competition, so it's hard to, know when a guy doesn't have it anymore when he's only fighting the elite. Does he just doesn't have it anymore at an elite level? Doesn't mean that he can't, come in there and fuck up a guy like Gamrot, who is, avenging a loss against fucking Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker who's primarily just a striker, was able to just shuck him off and fucking give him the beats for fucking, I think, 3 to 5. So, united front here for Charles Oliveira, so let's go fucking do Bronx.
Yeah, baby.
Yes, indeed, y'all. Moving on to the parlay portion. Wait, before we move on to that, we got another comment from Juan Lorenzo. Gamrot will force takedowns, and when he gets hit, gonna get his ass ninja choked.
Nice.
I feel that. Shouts out Twan Lorenzo.
Oh yeah, Twan.
Moving on to the parlay portion of this card. I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right into it, y'all. If y'all trying to shit your pants, we're going straight to it. No foundations, no spicy, no extra spicy. Just straight to the diarrhea. Fucking I got a heavyweight underdog at the time, and I guess somewhat still underdog. I'm not too sure, but I got a heavyweight underdog parlay. We're gonna go with Thomas Peterson and Mario Pinto. Like I said, I was able to get Pinto at plus money. He is now minus 108, but still the underdog with Denise at a minus 115. But also, if you're really, trying to go for it, I mean, and like I'm talking about hit your stomach shit right away, then you can go ahead and throw Simon Oliveira on top of that as well. But yeah, that's gonna be my parlay, y'all. Who we got for this week?
I'll put in a little parlay. I would take Charles Oliveira. I would take Julia Pilastri, and then I would take Vitor Petrino.
Okay. And for the parlay, God's parlay of the
Bless us
evening.
with your wisdom.
I'm going to agree with Pilastri from Darren. I'm going to go with Petrino, I think also Darren said. And then I'm going to go with Mario. Here we go. Pinto.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed,
I
folks.
respect it.
With all that being said, though, I believe you said you had an announcement, sir.
Hold up. Yeah, I got something to say.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
So check it out, guys. Over the past few months, we've been gaining some traction, and we appreciate everybody who's been buying us a coffee. We appreciate everybody who's been showing up in the comments week in and week out, supporting us. So we want to give something back to you guys. Starting, should we do it the first of the year? We should start it on the first of next year?
That sounds started
Next episode.
Start it right now.
Yeah, let's do 321 or
We'll do it next event. We'll give everybody a fair chance to show up and do their best. We are going to start with people buying us a coffee. So Phaedra, right away, is probably going to be number one because she's been our number one supporter, and she's bought us coffees. She's rocked with you guys from day one. She had the vision whenever very few of us didn't, and through her support, we would like to offer her, this opportunity of gratitude. So from here on out, for one episode, at the end of each episode, depending on the top comment, we're going to start with the coffee, whoever's buying a coffee first. We get through that list, and it's a small list. People don't trip. It's a small list. We're going to get to the top commenters. So towards the end of each episode, I'm going to pick one of you guys to ride with me. I'm going to put my own money down here on a $5 bet, and we're going to make a money line bet. And I'll let you decide whether you want to do money line or you want to do like a 2 or a 3 bet parlay. I'm going to pick a guy, you're going to pick a guy, or pick 2 guys or whatnot, and we're going to ride it out and try to make some money. And in a case and event where we do win, I'll take my 5 out. I will cash app you your winnings. And each week we'll give an opportunity to anybody to make money, no matter what age you are. And all you got to do is show your support and love and show up in the comment section. And, and that's that. So starting next episode, $5 bets, and we're gonna start taking our most loyal supporters and giving back a little something for them. What you thinking, Ray?
Hell, motherfucking yeah.
So just to clarify, folks, starting UFC 321, that is the Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane card taking place in Dubai. Anybody who donates to our Buy Me a Coffee platform, you'll see the link in the description. Anybody who buys a coffee for us and donates to the channel, we'll take that 5, enter it into a bet of your choice, and then you get the winnings from that bet if you're able to cash in, and we just keep our 5. But we want to do that for our top supporters, So thank you to everybody who has been helping the channel, everybody who's been tuning in, all of our subscribers, everybody in the chat. Like, we can't thank y'all enough for riding with us, which, you know, we only have about like only so many more events right now. I think this is episode 76, and they're doing 42 events on the year. So episode 84 will be our last episode of this year, signaling the last the last event of the year. So let's see here, 76 to 84. That means like we only have 7 episodes left, y'all. So that'll be also capping off our second year, you know, as, you know, the pod being established and everything. So like I said, we can't thank y'all enough for your continued support. Shout out to everybody, you know, who continues to give us feedback and, you know, just also that positive reinforcement that, you know, we should keep this thing going. And yeah, it's been a blast every step of the way. So much love to y'all. Make sure that you like this episode. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to Fight Bloodline. Shout outs Cash Money and Be Ready 303.
Oh shit.
Make sure that you follow the UFC predictions tracker so that you can keep up with how good we've been doing and understand that we are one of the top channels out here doing this picks and prediction shit.
Follow MMA Mystic.
Yes, indeed.
He's been a long time supporter. You know what I mean?
Most
Really
def.
appreciate you, bro. Yeah. Let's all do this shit together. Let's all fucking keep it good. And again, I do really appreciate all the supporters. I also appreciate the haters.
Yeah.
Like
Shout
caught
out to the haters too.
I caught a couple of y'all on the tracker hating on me, but
Haters
it's all
'cause they
good.
hate us.
That's right.
Yes, indeed. Make sure that you follow us on IG and TikTok at Bros Talk MMA to get alerts for when shows are going to be airing, links to the show and all that good stuff via social. Should be adding some more content to that as the time goes on, but for right now, you know, just check us out on those platforms. You can follow me on IG and TikTok as well, at UTICA_SME. You can follow one of these two gentlemen
On
if
OnlyPants, on some Cornhub.
If you got a corn hub, if you got an
You can
OnlyPants,
find Ray on some Bumble or some Grinder.
yo, no, you can't find me on either of those particular websites. You know what I mean? But there's some other ones you might find me on. It's not those.
You might get more than some coffee, baby.
yikes.
I might stir your coffee.
Yikes. Yikes, y'all. All right, folks. Well,
That's about it.
I guess that's where we can go ahead and end it. I don't know what that was about. But yo, this has been another episode of Bros Talk MMA. Make sure to tune in for the next fight card. Like we said, UFC 321 heavyweight undisputed title on the line in Dubai. Tom Aspinall going up against Cyril Gane. But until that next time.
Whoa, you didn't even outro yourself.
That's what I'm about to do.
That's
right
what I was
now.
working on, too.
I was segueing,
My
bro.
bad.
I've been doing this whole shit, you know, for a little bit.
while,
I
you
think
right?
I know what I'm doing, you know. But yeah, with that being said, this has been another episode of Bros Talk MMA. I am your host, Utica, undeniably the illest cat around, aka Mr. Make This Pick Real Quick. I'm here with my bro host extraordinaires.
It's your boy, Guaranteed. Mr. Never Miss, Mr. Moneymaker, Mr. Penny Chaser.
Oh, you went quick, man. Oh, that's not the first time you've heard that, right? You went quick. Anyway, it's motherfucking RayBuck. Shackle Jordan missed it 12 out of 14. 12 and 2. The dude that makes it do what it do. Mister, give me my belt. Hand me my crown. Pick so good you'll slap your mama.
With all that being said, until the next time, folks,
We out.